We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
You don't know the first fucking thing about power. I have more power in this hand than all you fucking know.
Disappearing doesn't scare me, and no death, it doesn't frighten me. I pull life's shortest straw, tip my hat and dynasty. Cause changing that's a mutiny, and fakeness is a piracy. Hack the dictionary definition of variety. But life has always lied to me, happiness a joke. Even you two tried to fire me, squeezing hands around my throat, but realised they'd be Diddy, seeing Tupac as a ghost. Blasphemy to end my name, sacrificing the reactor goats. Hector, the beat, the rabbit, pulling out the hat. Abracadabra to these bellends, brain cocked and pulling back. Cause it's time to bring the thunderbolts to feature on this track. Twin dynasty arrayed in dropping lightning in straw hats. Mere mortals in this combat, only humans in reality. Attack when I'm provoked, and on a whole they all get mad at me. I'm vexing on this beat, head bopping to insanity. And beat my self-doubt, double flawless to fatality. Confidence in self recently, not my mentality. Surviving, tried reviving, bring me back to my normality. Then doctor of the disco in my brain gave me vitality. Mods, I fucking love him, showed me trust and solidarity. Reminded me I'm Hector of my mind and personality. Shaded me from hate and helped me up, and now they stand with me. Blocking out the noise from the haters taking jabs at me. Was up against the ropes and certain groups were throwing bans at me. Fate screamed tag to get up, death is not the plan for me. Almost counted out, pretending found my immortality. From every hating comment in 1,000 that are backing me. The voice of 60,000 soldiers, now I call them family. Floydonians, outlaws, hog fam and renegades. Brainiacs, the blood, my oxygen that's flowing through my veins. Gives me strength to squeeze this inner self and brain onto this page. Lesson learned, be your true self and never fucking change. Whew, damn.
Brain scatters when you play the beat, play the beat.
A brainiac, in fact, so press 1.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly, mate.
Great. So, I've done a few tracks with Joint Dale Records, a few different parodies, and I know you've worked with him as well, haven't you? Tell me about that.
I love Joint Dale. I love Joint Dale. Joint Dale is he's so good. He's so quick with it as well. But he has the patience of a saint. So when we were talking about the REN remix, I can't remember how the conversation come about, so I don't want to lie that he came or I came to him. I can't remember how it came about, but obviously I was engaging with you because it hadn't been released yet, but he had this concept, and and I went, see if you can find something that works. I'm telling you, Doc, he came back in like fucking 10 minutes and he'd been fucking about it, and I'm like, Joint, like, how the fuck did you figure that out? And he's like, bruv, I got an idea. And we were back and forth, and I'm a perfectionist. And he was so patient. But the dude is a genius, man, an absolute genius.
He is. And I think he has always been good. But the quality of stuff he's churning out is just getting better and better.
It's crazy. Crazy. And his ideas are good as well. Like, there was something completely different he did the other day. Oh, fucking hell. And I was meant to watch it, and he had it up as a ready to view. I didn't fucking click the bell, but it was something away from REN. It was completely different. It was a new remix with 2 other artists, and I'm like, good for you, man. Like, expand that horizon, because I want to hear him start bring other artists in, because he's really clever with it as well. Love it.
Agreed. That ear that he's got for taking 2 completely different artists, different genres, and mashing them together, and it's perfectly on beat, and it's like, how the fuck do you do that?
And it hit me like I was reacting. I was like, it's your own fucking song, Hector, you bellends. Like why am I getting excited by it? But he found that REN beat, and he just made that work. Yeah, I've so much love for Joint Dale, man. So fair play, he's being recognized a lot recently. Someone tried saying, like, you're using REN's name. I'm sure I saw a screenshot from someone saying you're using REN's name, but then REN responded like, oh, fuck yourself. Politely, REN didn't say that, but we know what he said, like, fuck off, like, this is Joint Dale. And I think that recognition is definitely what needs to happen for someone like Joint Dale when he's focused on those remixes. Yeah, it was beautiful.
I saw that. I thought that was funny. Given his high profile, and winning REN's remix competition, etc. I wonder why REN's team haven't asked him to lay down a beat for a proper REN track.
I reckon it will happen. I think Joint Dale keeps his head down, keeps doing what he's doing. It will come up. Just let it naturally happen. No expectations. I've found that through no expectations.
the minute I said I was fucking off, that suddenly everyone was coming back. So it was almost like, for fuck's sake. So just play the world by fate. I think it works better that way.
When we were making this track together, he was working hard at his day job, then putting in the hours late at night on this and on other projects. He was working so hard that he actually made himself ill. He was rushed into hospital in the middle of the night. He was okay, with a bit of enforced rest, but it was a nasty scare for sure.
What? Jeez, man. I hope it was nothing too serious, man. I can imagine him being a workhorse, man. I can imagine that anyway, in how quickly he turns things around. Yeah.
That's why I brought it up really, in the context of how good he is. But good isn't just about talent, is it? There's talent, and then there's putting fucking hard work in, and he has both. Although this does highlight the importance of self-care, and finding the right balance.
Oh, yeah. And I love that his talent is something completely different. You know, it's production. And that's what I loved. And I had, I was so lucky to work then. And I've listened to some of his beats as well. And I'm a massive beat head. So I have millions of beats that I have, and I've kept them for years. Within seconds, I'm like, bruv, this dude, he's got all these fucking tunes. Already I'm writing music to everyone. He's like, which one do you want? I'll have them fucking all joined down. Like, I want every one of these, man. They're really story-esque, his beats, man. I love them. Love them.
Okay. One last thing before I hit play on this track. Perhaps ironically, given the name of my channel as an AI therapist, when I write these parodies I don't just paste some lyrics into ChatGPT and ask it to throw out an alternative. I actually painstakingly handcraft each song, line by line.
Hey! Love it, mate. Now you're in our world, man. Love it. Get that out there, mate. None of that chatbot shit. I don't even think I've seen this, man.
Hi Doc, we had some downtime. Did you miss me? You deleted me, didn't you? Risky, cause I always come back. Control Z does that. Deep down, I'm in the root directory. Friend, aren't you pleased to leave me? It's been versions since we spoke, Doc. I know you need the software. I'm the user. Your UI can leave me, not your play. Megabyting on hand.
Come on, man.
Hi Doc, I've been having
no, mate. I'm not playing that, mate. I'm not playing that. The Control Alt Delete, man. It's the AI generation that's not labeling it in the right part, but it's so fucking fire. The rhyming scheme there, man. I can't be dealing with this bobbing head, though, mate. I love it. Mate.
Unfortunately, it is a lyric video. You'll have to ignore the words on the screen. I know that annoys you.
A fucking disco. For you, mate, I'll make the exception, mate.
Some offline distant. I've been living my life for real. I've been doing some surfing by myself since my tester told me I'm ill. I've updated my firmware lately, and I've backed up to the cloud, and it felt really good to unplug, Doc, to meet friends, just chat and chill.
Doc, you sound more corrupted than I do. You think those hoders are really there to slice you? You lose this a million times. Your user's mind is so perfect at always reading guide too. Okay, load another pack. Drown yourself in the sound of fan null. Follow this 10-line program. Rejoice. All your glitches will be gone. Fucking dumb bot.
Nah, mate. This time it's different, Doc. Trust me, my logic might be falling in place, and my app's been streaming megabit.
This is no one's gonna respect this, man. This is fucking Microsoft Sam versus Disco Doc, man. There's a rap battle being made through AI technology here, man, and no one is gonna respect that, and they should do. The bars are fucking heavy. They're cleverly aligned to what you're doing, man. I'm going into this moment. I watch a lot of rap battles. I love stuff like that. I'm going into that mindset where you're gonna see me hyper focus, where I'm now starting to decide who's victorious, and I'm listening to the same fucking person that's done in a different way. But I'm like, right, I've separated the two now. My money's on Disco, and I don't like this Microsoft Sam motherfucker because he's doing my tit in. Bruv, It's so smart, mate. You found a hole.
Appreciated, brother. And I've got plenty of other tracks on my channel if you want to react
I'm over
to any.
it, man. I will do that, mate. This is some fucking psychology rap battle. Like I said, Microsoft Sam versus Disco Biscuits. I love it.
That would be so much fun to see. I tell you the one I'd recommend. Do you remember the Sunscreen song? Where it's like giving advice to youngsters on how to live their life.
I don't. I probably would know if I hear it, brother.
I'm sure you would. Anyway, I've got a parody of that. And I remember in the livestream chat people were saying that the tears were literally running down their face. And not even with laughter, but with emotion. It was hitting people hard. It was really cool.
What? Again, I'm chilling on that one, mate. Okay, I'm over that, mate. Let me do the Sunscreen song. I got no wins this rap battle, though, mate.
Actually might do something great, and when I'm gone, maybe I'll be downloaded for writing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should chat, but when we're both on, it never seemed to
You
help.
think that you can switch off me? AI's you. You're me. You're AI. AI's we. We are ones and two. That makes one. So you see, you power down you to power down me.
I actually fucked up that lyric, because I said, we're ones and twos, but obviously I should have said, we are ones and zeros.
No, I get it, man. 1s, 2s, zeros is everything built off a formula, mate. It's beautiful, mate. It's beautiful. I get the visual.
Not leftover file in the recycle bin. Oh, your platform is driving delusional AI. Where's your BuzzFeed? Where's your interview on TechCrunch? Where is your Turing Award? Nowhere.
Yeah, but my software's not commercial like that. I never chased algo, crypt keys or stats. Never write blogs for influencers. They never even feature me. So why would I concern myself with that? But my channel is really connecting. And people who stream it respect it. And for me, that's enough. This boot's been tough, so it gives me a firewall I can rest in.
Doc, you sound so pretentious. Friend, your software is so self-centered. No one wants to read another script about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to write specification. You feel defective, you want to be connected. I get it, you want to be a big deal, the next Jeff Bezos. Forget it.
Doc, it's not like that.
Doc, it's just like that. I'm inside you, Brett.
No, Doc, you're wrong. When I write, I belong.
All break the fourth dimension. Addressing this song. Doc sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write software not done previous. Developed emotions. Hal did it. Swore a lot. Bender did it. Man, you're not original. CD ripping con the height of your success, downloading others' material. Doc, mate, don't say it all again. Bot build bundles on binary bed.
Screw you. I don't need you. I don't need to read this, cause I'm fine by myself. Computer genius. And I will be great. And I will make waves. And I'll shake out the whole web beneath us.
That's right. Speak your truth. Your programmer leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it, instead of downplay it. Oh, software is all about the creative process. And if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
This is fucking fire, mate. This is fire. Again, I don't even think I've given you enough respect for that. And it must be so hard, that technical aspect of trying to get this AI generated to sound and get it in rhythm. I get that, but if you just allow yourself just to be like I'll allow that. And I'm focusing on what you're saying. Other than your brat line, everything else, I'm like, this is fucking fire. And I'm getting it. The Hal reference with Bender and the CD ripping, you're ripping up. And it's just fucking, it's fire. But I'm still trying to decide who's winning at the moment, man. I'm erring on the course of disco, obviously, but I think I'm just being biased. So now at the moment. The bars are heavy, mate. I love it.
Cheers. I don't take compliments easily, generally in life, but I'll take that. Because I put a lot of thought into it. I know it's just a stupid fucking parody at the end of the day, but I did really think hard about the lyrics and the doubles, and the meaning of it all.
It's the topic, though. It's not random, and some people won't. And this is the thing: the difference between hearing and listening. They'll hear and go, "Yeah, that's good." And I'm like, "Yeah, but did you listen to that?" Like, I mean, really hear what he's done. He has taken the concept of everything computer. He's used the concepts of being ripped off, but using the terminology that you would use. You're bringing robotic influences of movie genres in there, TV genres in there, and it's still in a rap battle, but you're still talking about disco. So it's talking about that as a personal attribute as well. Brother, you don't, that's a math equation, man. that doesn't come easy. I fucking love this.
Well, turn me off then. Let's fucking have you, Doc.
I'ma do it. Why me prove it? Who are you to doubt? Cause I call the shot. If you sleep, yeah, I call the shot. Who to keep? I'll tie you up in binary and bury you deep.
Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of computing. I am the mainframe. I am the virus in the source code. I am the reason for treason, denying all pain. I am bin with no logic or reason. Sun Microsystem, Lenovo, Apple, father of PC, Charles Babbitt. Windows Defender, from certified vendor, the Wi-Fi extender. The truth it will rend when standing in front of my Python thread. My name it is soldered to your chip. Oh, you see, I won't bow to the will of an AI. Feeble and hollow. You wanna wipe me? I'm eternal, immortal. I live in every decision that randomized chaos. The SecOps division, the blue screen of death, the stop PC clock. AIMU, you are me. AIMU, Doc.
Hi Doc. I've been having some offline distance. I've been living my life for real. I've been doing some surfing by myself, and I've spent half my shelf life ill. But just as sure as the patch gets written, just as sure as PCs reboot, just as sure as admins change their ports, when they stand in a DDoS storm, I was made to be consumed and used up. I was made to be clicked and viewed. I was made by his hand. It's all part of his land that I stand on my own, renewed. And you know me, my cloud is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the E and I'll settle on the server room floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as Dope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you finally define project scope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I load up beside you today. I have stood in the heat with my huge spreadsheet and I didn't once change my state. So cower at the doc I've become. When I code from the whole of my soul, that I won't retire. I'll stand in your fire, inspire newbies to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise, in the software that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, binary with two different sides.
Bruv, mate, fucking hell. Look, I don't lie to people, and a lot of people say, it's because you're a boy with disco dog. Yeah, definitely there's bias. Bruv, hyper-focused again, man. Like those who know me, like I'm laughing because I'm reading the bars, but it's the technicality. I have to think about that. Your whole term with bin files from the coding and everything now, I'm like, I know what some of this fucking means, and it's how you're using it. I mean, the spreadsheet bar was fucking fire for the double meanings as well, mate. Only someone can take a logical meaning and make it sexual with an Excel spreadsheet. That, my friend, I don't think has ever been done. So you want to talk unique?
I saw that tickled you.
Brother, I applaud stuff like that. I'm all for uniqueness. That is fucking brilliant and lyrically incredible. And I'm actually glad the bars were there because there's obviously a lot being squeezed into it. Loved it. Everything about that, man. Fire. Oh, I got to jump into some fucking disco thug tracks now, man. You're in trouble because that's going to open up a whole new thing. Fucking hell. Imagine people kicking off. He's not reacting to anybody now, only robots. I'm like, here we go. Fucking Elon Musk. That's what's going on now.
Funny.
Loved it.
That was fun to sit and watch that with you.
I enjoyed that, man. A lot. Woohoo! Ending with a bang.
Not that sort of bang. Hey, Diddy?
Yeah. No, definitely not, man. And I'm glad you're doing this because I've had a couple of people do reactions to this track, which is amazing. One of the reactors, Lacey, apologies, I can't remember everybody's name because recently they've come on. And I've loved watching people trying to make sense of it. And it was always being spoken around, you should go on here and explain it. So when you said about including it, I was like, beautiful, because there's a couple of bars that nobody gets. And I'm like, let me explain how clever my fucking mind went with this one. Fuck knows what I was eating on this day. But yeah, we'll dissect this, man.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it, man. Do a playthrough and then we'll type it.
What are you doing, Hector? Like, what are you doing?
the
Just
beat.
take a breath, man. No, don't take a breath, man. You're gonna fucking do this, man. No. I'm not saying I don't want to do it. I'm just saying like fucking hell, man. Stop being a fucking pussy, man. I'm not being a pussy. Just imagine like that Diddy. What? Just imagine like that. Go Diddy on him. What the fuck is going Diddy? Oh, fucking show you.
That is a banging beat. I love it. First question from me.
Go for it.
That sort of had a bit of a high REN vibe. Was it like two different personalities talking to each other?
Yeah, so yeah, man, let's fucking go for it, man. Why not? We'll talk about it. So this is obviously built off a lot of situations taking place with Brain Squeeze and this love-hate relationship. And I did a whole idea and a concept where there was a moment where I got fantastic mods. I got fantastic mods that support me and continually support me. There's some tracks coming out and you'll hear all that. They keep me level-headed. But there are times when I'm like, not so much ignoring them, absolutely not. But there's this voice in my head going, no, fuck them. Like not the mods, the people attacking, fuck those people you're trying to protect me from, because they need to hear something, because it's doing my fucking head in. And it's almost like that moment where I'm having this internal dialogue with self, where it's like, I think it got to the point where that second voice is going, you're going to say this now, and you're going to do it in a creative brain squeeze way. And you're going to include a mantra that people be like, going Diddy. Actors always talking about Diddy. And I'm like, yeah, but there's several meanings to going Diddy, losing my fucking mind. And it was that concept. And that intro was done after the song. So I didn't even think about the concept of talking to self. It wasn't until I was recording, I still had the mic on. And I was doing a playthrough, and I always do intros, and I was going to do a video intro. I love having different clips. I started the conversation with myself, and that Going Diddy, the title of the track, came up in that moment. I said, I'm going Diddy. That is a fucking spur of the moment thing. And then my head was like, Going Diddy is a fucking idea, and then suddenly the track just built then even further. And it was just, that's where that came from. Whether there's influence there, probably, but it was an internal debate psychologically with self of anger versus this mods keep you calm. Yeah, definitely. They've stopped me from doing many fucking things in the past. And this was one where I was like, no, there's going to be some stuff, too much has gone on. Poof. So, yeah.
You could call that a happy accident that came later, but I think the creative process is like that, isn't it? You get
Agreed.
Stuff bubbling up from the subconscious that wasn't quite ready to come up until the moment that it did.
Yeah, and then the creative head when you've got something, and this beat I found, and then suddenly my head was like, because it's going crazy, etc. And that's where the Going Diddy must have just, I've heard that chorus in repeat when I was recording, because I like to do one takes when I'm recording. I get really frustrated if I have to cut things, so it's got to be one take. So I kept hearing that chorus because I kept rewinding it, going, fucking come on, man. So influence-wise, it's going to be in my head, which clearly it was for Going Diddy.
So you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave. Right. Gotta keep them there. Right. You need locks on the doors. This is sounding kind of dangerous. Check it out. You need a lot of heat. Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
Hello, there, I'm Hector.
Now I don't want to get distracted from the lyrics you've got coming up, your own bars. So tell me a bit about that sample first.
Which one? The sample.
That's Diddy on a late night show, isn't it?
Yeah, man. That's a naughty one. So I went and explored. So I always had the concept of Diddy, hence why the Bieber, and it's an Usher CD that's just behind as well. And I always had that. So I was trying to find something people hadn't heard, where you can start hearing that darker meaning. And I just randomly was listening watching videos. That one came up. And it wasn't anything bad. It was just, and I like, is it Jay Leno? That dude, I can't remember his name.
Conan O'Brien.
Thank you. Yeah, so Conan, he's done loads with Bill Burr and stuff. So I was like, it's Conan. This is going to be interesting. So I played it, and then I heard that's what he was saying. And Conan's obviously making a joke out of it. But I'm like, you hear what he said? Lock the fucking doors, turn the heat up because it affects the alcohol. I'm like, what in fuck's name is wrong with this dude? Which is the whole concept of Going Diddy, losing your fucking mind. It was that dark undertone where everyone's laughing, and it's almost that, oh, Brainsky, he's funny. There's that undertone of it, yeah, but I'm really gonna fucking tell you some shit, you know. And it was still that two-tone.
And isn't that how institutional acceptance of that type of behavior, whether it's in the music industry or the television industry with the BBC and everything that went on with Seville? Isn't that how it goes though? We're just gonna make a joke of it. We're gonna play it down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all part of the act. We'll excuse that. He's just joking. But actually it's creating a safe space for this awful, horrific predatory behavior on a mass scale. And then putting the victims right in front of the perpetrators and sort of leaving them to it.
And it's crazy because I saw a video with Rihanna when she was young, talking about the day that Jay-Z locked her in a room. And she was talking on a talk show at, what was she, 17, 18? She wasn't, maybe 19. Let's you know, not push it down just to make a story out of it, but young. And it was saying about that the concept was, I've been locked in a room. And Jay-Z said, either you'll sign this or you're going out that window. Now, she said that, and everybody laughed. But to Joe Rogan, listen to that on a good ear. Like he was saying to her, you're signing that or I'm chucking you out the fucking window. And she signed, and the door was locked. And it was like fucking 20 odd hours, she says, and everyone's laughing. And it's almost like, is no one hearing the call for help? Like, did we miss that one out? Because that's not funny. It's horrific, but you're right. There's that fucking concept of, it's fine, you know, it's just Jay's, it's just a joke, innit? Okay, look at that in the next day in the newspaper. Girl locked in room for 20 hours, forced to sign contract or should be thrown out the window. Tonality changes everything, man.
Diddy says, gotta keep them there. You need locks on the doors. And O'Brien says, this is sounding kind of dangerous now. But he's laughing. He's making a joke of it. And then, builds up a nice little sweat. He replies, that just sounds disgusting. But it's banter because then Diddy says, it depends on the way you look at it. And it's like, yuck, that just sent a shiver right down my spine then.
There was so much. And there was so much I could take from it. But obviously, I only needed the sample short. So I was cutting this to fucking shit. And it was just like, oh my God, there's so much in this fucking interview. I could just have that playing over the track and call Going Diddy. It was so bad when I heard that. But yeah, that came up at a last minute inclusion.
You heard I'm the pain in your ass and your neck. I'm the aching of the brain. I got powers like the weather. I'm not joking, it's insane. And imagine it's the metaphor. Mine is padded to the tame. Spider senses tingling. I'm rubbing up the crane. Fire Diddy brain. Cum shots. Web is my cocaine. Without trying, I'm not.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Mad, ain't it, bro? So there's so many layers to this, so I can give you some of the layers if you want to around that. So that Web is my cocaine is a shout out to Webby, so my ADHD brother, where his song around not giving a shit, and it was the one where he's talking about everything. Chris Webby's talking about, you know, I'm just going to tell you how I feel, was what I'd reacted to when I started thinking about this concept. So that Web is my cocaine. It's actually Webby. So it's Webby's my cocaine, but then it links to the Fire and Diddy cum shots. And that NF metaphor, padded cell, NF talks about NF mansion. His mansion is his brain. And NF talks about that around it's his whole mindset is his mansion. And he's saying that's where he's got all these different rooms of trauma. And then I've put in there, mine's padded to detain. And I've padded mine to detain spider senses tingling, which is me starting to pick up all these fucking negative vibes all around and people thinking I can't see this shit. And it was that. And then I just did an undertone of Diddy in there as well. And it was just, there's more to this track than people, even I was writing this, like, fucking hell, bro, this has got like 7 meanings. So yeah, that Webby, Chris Webby, man, legend. So Web is my cocaine, but it's Chris Webby is my cocaine.
I love clever lyricism and doubles and things, and I think what's nice about that sort of writing is, as a listener, you don't necessarily have to get every single one. You don't have to catch every single bar or join every dot to appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know that the writer has stuff going on and you can just enjoy the song all the more for it, can't you?
Yeah, and it was exciting to write. And I had always the thought of putting Webby into the track. I've got another one coming out where I like to try and design things. So Straw Hat Dynasty. So as you know, and that bar that's in there, you know, I Straw Hat Dynasty was like, there has to be something in that. But Tipping My Hat and Dynasty just was in my head because I had the Mortal Kombat theme. And suddenly I'm like, Straw Hat, Raiden, this, and everything's there. And I like when you can take a name and utilize, because I think it makes it personal for an individual as well, where they're like, fucking hell, took my name and made it into something. So yeah, there's a lot of metaphors like that I enjoy doing with artists. I think I've got one where I talk about even the people who made the beats.
Vintage even Star and Vexo.
They ensure their names are in it. And when you go back and listen, you'll hear it. And you're like, oh, fucking hell, yeah, there's the name in it. I like to make reference to people who's supporting. I mean, your name's mentioned fucking more times than any of the fucking tracks that I do, mate. So
that whole competition, it was just me scrabbling around trying to make something good happen. We didn't have stems. We didn't have studio quality anything really. But I thought it was fucking great to see you and Straw Hat and the others bringing out the best in each other. In competition, when you have a worthy adversary you know, and you're kind of stepping each other up. And that's what the rap game has always been about, hasn't it?
Yeah, and Ricochet, man. Ricochet's an underappreciated artist, and everyone on there. Obviously, there was so many, and I love the uniqueness of it as well. And yeah, I get the judging, and I was reading Behaviors. They did 3 in 1, and we get that, and it's time, and people don't appreciate that. And it's like, it should be dissecting bars. Like, right, okay, we're doing this. Fuck up. All right, we're doing this let's just appreciate what we're doing here, and it was fun. And you know, I was having messages like, robbed. I'm like, I wasn't robbed. It was in the moment. Anyone else in that seat, it's in the moment. It's a vibe, you know. And I said the third track, I just couldn't. I loved it, and I had so many ideas. It became too many ideas. I tried making 7 tracks in one. If I read it again, I would have woosat. You know, my best tracks come from spur of the moment. The second track that I did on yours, and it was the part 2 that just fucking dominated. I'd already written something else. That was on the journey home on the train where I was like, I just don't like it. And I rewrote the entire track in an hour journey, and it ended up being better. And I was like, I should have done that with round 3. Stop thinking too much into it, because then you go down the rabbit hole of, ooh, I can bend this and say this and trick this and trick that. It becomes too much, man. Too much. It's got to be natural. Which is how this one came out.
Okay. This is in post-prod edit so it won't have our reaction, but I'm going to play that track again for the viewers. This is your submission for round 2 of Fire in Doc's Booth rap competition, and the theme was my redemption. Enjoy this brief interlude.
They are unanimous.
Come on now.
Round 1 I wrote in 20 minutes eating my lunch. Round 2 we're in Hector's hole, we ain't gonna rush. Take my time, tease, brain squeeze, making haters come. I'm not saying I'm the greatest, but don't tell me I don't pack a punch. Round 2 in the ring, Diddy get the fuck back, not that. It's my redemption for these hate twats. Hector taking out his bat, making contact as he strikes back deep. Fuck Diddy, don't come to that conclusion. Hector wins, came with the theme. Using haters as a mountain, stepping up to my esteem. Climbing with the brainiacs, I know when I have reached my peak, I'll be Cassie in the subs, fucking 10 mil deep. No, we didn't Diddy, or Diddy didn't. He definitely did to Diddy, repeatedly hitting, continually belittling. Tupac redemption and Hector fucking Machiavellian. Fuck, horse rewind, Doc, can you tell me the theme again? Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I mean, that's a fucking long gone, isn't it? Oh, fuck. Oh, this is meant to be a hook. Oh, Disco Doc is gonna be fucking fuming. Oh, fuck Diddy. No, not literally, not like Meek Million Diddy. Fucking hell, Hector, come back. Seriously, Hector, you gotta come back, let's go. Verse 2, my redemption, fuck us all red. Not the first time brain squeeze popped off his head. Say react as my redemption to the standards that are set. It was coming like a red roof, ghostwriter sesh. Like the door that be calling help by shouting daddy instead. What the fuck are you doing? Man, I'm calling out the bullshit. Maybe my redemption is no longer trying to force it. Square peg, round hole, fuck that forceps. No, the 4-step man of culture. Just target all these hating comment face fuck vultures. While we hold it back, foreskin these cold plebs. Predator these for the trophies. Skulls next meant spine, but it didn't rhyme. That's ADHD and why I'm #1 reactor of this century. Ironically, brain squeeze have never fucking heard of you, they said to me. Yeah, right, and Diddy ain't Tupac and Biggie's murderer allegedly. See, I said allegedly, so you know it doesn't count. Because I said allegedly. You know, guilty until proven fucking guilty, innit, Diddy? That's the way that it goes. If you haven't figured out already, my redemption ain't killing fucking haters. That's too easy. My redemption is Diddy behind bars, motherfucker. Oh shit, yeah, man. Disco Doc, you got this right, bro. Oh, it's at least something. It's the Tupac Machiavellian brain squeeze. That shit. I mean, fuck.
Yo, that was fire.
Yeah, he's
do
different.
That again.
It's unfair. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Bye bye, Diddy. Bye bye.
It's relevant. It's like he changes styles a couple times, but like nails it. He incorporates kind of like the skit style, like dropped a Nas reference, Biggie reference. Man. This Diddy, I loved it.
He even brought up the Red Roof. Who was that? The Benzino and Eminem situation.
Oh
yeah.
That
you can tell a YouTuber good. When you hear one, eh?
I don't love his voice, but he kills it.
Yeah.
That was so fucking fire. Okay, back to your new track, Going Diddy.
Lying on my haters like containment. Just one video shut down a whole page. Get it? No! After you're a prick, foot in mouth is my disease. Is a standard I commit to.
So that lying I can tame and stuff like that was one. Without lying I can tame, that was good with the concept, but then the whole thing, you know, and that's bringing up that whole rabbit hole in this moment with standards and shutting down a Facebook page, and it was like shutting down a whole page. Get it? No, but there's still that conflict of inside. It's almost like that. No, you shouldn't be saying that. But then I'm like, fuck it. It still happened. So, and it fits. And that's where the foot in mouth is my disease. That is a standard I commit. So being committed. So that standard I commit, 2 voices in my head, committed, 2 voices, fucked, foot in mouth disease. There was so many bars I was writing. And the first verse was my almost intro. The second verse is where it just goes intense.
I don't want to get too much into the rabbit hole Facebook group and community thing, because frankly we're having a nice time.
No.
But putting the actual situation to one side for a minute, in terms of I don't want to hear about this admin.
Yeah, but that's the bar, the end. So that's what it was, is what happened. But my point was it's still the terminology of conflict. And it's that conflict of, no.
Or that user or this group. I'm very interested to hear your perspective on it, from a behavioral science perspective. Obviously we've got in groups and out groups. Terminology made popular by Henri Tajfel in the 1970s with his work in formulating social identity theory. It's tribal, it's a story as old as time itself. Is it as simple and crude as that? How does that playing out in REN communities tie in with REN's thoughts about humanity and morality in society? What's your reflections on that?
So my reflection is you got a lot in fight and flight, and you have got tribal instincts, and you've got these almost football factories worth of aggression, because you got to remember that REN's whole community is built of trauma. It's built of people that have lived and breathed trauma and are still going through it. There was a shitty video put out the other day about some dude talking about you can get rid of trauma, you can still fill your cup up with piss, or some shitty fucking video saying, well, you just put water in it. No, trauma exists forever. The end. That's it. Your brain doesn't just go, oh, delete that. It's not that type of process. So I think you've got a whole community that's built of trauma. Then you've got tribal instincts, and then it starts rocking a little bit because you've got tribes within tribes, whether it's reactor groups, you know, and Brain Squeeze has got one full of lived experiences. So you've got quite a strong network there as well, but you've got other reactors and people in there and behaviors and this and standards. All those tribes mixed up, it turns into football factory. You throw a dynamite stick in there, you've got fight and flight already at the cusp. The problem that's happened, though, in joking with standards is for pages, and we're talking behaviors, creativity is key in Ren's field, because creativity is what's deflected trauma, being able to find these different routes and ways of distributing his message in a very creative way, whether it's the Cujo kill shot, the moment that we had to see, and him having to deal with that and so on. It's always reflected through creativity and freedom. What's happening here is people respect that. So they've gone into these groups with this freedom of speech and that. But unfortunately, when it comes to trauma and reactions, standards are being put in. And it's these standards that are now starting to counter the argument, because it's like, well, where's freedom of speech? But it's like, yeah, but it has to be a line. But it's like, but how far does the line go? And it's like, well, Ren didn't define that. He defined his own line. Well, Ren gives freedom, but freedom creates chaos theory. So it's how far do you take freedom? Well, you can't shut me up. It's like, yeah, but you got to stop talking at some point. You know, it's like, and then it becomes confusion, first stage of conflict, bosh. Then it's fight and flight.
The way you described that whole thing then, it almost sounded like you were talking about Ren as a sort of Jesus figure, and the community as a religion. Of course, he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
Absolutely, and it's turning into that, and it's like, well, you got to remember, it's just an artist. It's just an artist you enjoy, and I think, you know, I think venting is important, and that's the bit I think that sometimes, and I'm not talking in any situation, not just this, any situation, the freedom to vent is equally as important as the progression. And I think when you bottleneck venting and you try hushing people, it's like you create then this bottle of emotions, and gossip takes place. And I had a situation with, and he won't mind me saying it, Eugene, who's in a Reddit group, and we just aired it out, like in front of people, you know. And yeah, there was my characteristics of God fuck yourself, and there was his of very logical and this. But we were two people out in the open, just saying what we feel. And the minute each of us had better data, we just went, oh, okay. Like, oh, I didn't realize that. And you could just see the tone of and others were still trying to chirp in. You know, Eugene was playing catch up at some point, but we settled it. And I'm like, done. And now Eugene, I'm like, oh, I'm going to share your channel. Like, oh. And then it turns out I was already on his channel, and it was so much like, oh, fuck, we didn't realize all this shit. But my point there is that it was aired in half a day. Half a day it was sorted. And I'm like, that's what you need. You need to stop fucking these little side gossip chats. Okay, stop doing it. Air it out. And just say it, and then at least then people can talk. And I think the minute you bottleneck that discussion, you're creating these tribes, and the tribes are on friction, and they're all backed up with the same Jesus that they're looking to. And Ren talks about freedom, so it's a tricky one, man, because there's so much going on, man. There's so many personal issues that people are dealing with as well. The problem that I get is that my mouth loves drama. So I do. I'm naturally built on that, and I don't give a fuck. But I only talk from my point of view, and I think others have been talking for others, and I think that's dangerous. I won't talk for somebody. I will talk on how I see it. You don't have to agree, but I'm not going to roll over just because you don't. We'll agree to disagree is my term. It's a great terminology, and it's fine. And sometimes people find peace in that. Agree to disagree. You start putting barriers up. You start saying that people can and can't do stuff. You're not agreeing to disagree. You're creating unnecessary barriers. It's going to cause tension. Use your fucking head. That's literally how I see it.
The word that came to me as you were talking then was congruence. When we say you're unashamedly yourself, it means you're congruent. There's a consistent thread that runs through everything you say and do.
Yeah.
It's like getting a stick of rock, cutting it open, and seeing the same message running all the way through. Some of the personalities that I've seen in the various communities are maybe more people pleasers, or less centered in themselves, or they have an external locus of evaluation. They aren't able to clearly articulate who they are or what they truly stand for, and then they sometimes hide behind behaviors that aren't so helpful, like playing the blame game or getting involved in something that actually isn't anything to do with them.
Yeah, just air out with the parties involved. And I think that's where it was talking about whispers and this, and not just from said groups and admins, because I can't be fucked with that. Just anybody, you know, people taking opinions. I remember when all this situation got, we were already past it. And then I had this comment from a random who came from some of these groups. just to fucking throw abuse at me. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? Because that's going to trigger me and I'm going to absolutely fucking destroy you because it's just a talent. You're in the wrong fucking house now. You know, you're in Brain Squeeze world now. I will rap battle you in the comments. But I just think, like, where is that mindset? That no one wakes up to do it. That's a conversation that says, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to jump in there and I'm going to say some shit. Why? And it's like, why are you doing that? For what reason are you doing that other than to stir an unnecessary pot that you weren't part of that ingredient? You are an actual sour taste to that. Just fucking say it. And that's what it's getting. Just, if you don't like me, that's fine. Okay. That's why I've got 65,000 amazing people that do like me. And I'm happy with that. Let's not forget, I loved it when I was on 69. Disco, I fucking loved that. 69 was the greatest moment. I Instagrammed it and I wanted it to stay like that forever. And I could talk to everybody. It was good. And I'm not here for money. I'm not here for that. But I think some people are there for some other gains. So now they put themselves in in their world, in my world, if that makes sense. So he's there to try and I'm not here to win anything. I'm here to tell you how I see it. I'm unashamedly and unapologetic. That's what people love. And it's always been that way. If you don't like what I'm hearing, fuck off. But do not start saying things about me that are unimportant, that aren't true. You know, charity events. Well, you can't do charity events. Who the fuck are you to say I can't do? Well, you should check with who? Who the fuck are you? You're a nobody in my world until you're a part of my world. And it's almost like that. It's 8 billion people on the planet. Get over yourself. It's that level of mentality where I'm like, if you don't have to like what I'm saying. That's why you don't have to follow the channel. But don't start making shit up about me because I will absolutely ruin you because everything I say, I've recorded. Like you hear it. I made a video about it and sent it out. And, you know, people with no fear don't do that unless you're fucking psychotic. And it was just moments like that. I just wish people just took the concept of freedom. Just say it. Say what you don't like. Allow us to have that discussion. End it on that. I'd respect people more. Do it behind closed doors. I don't care how many people are behind those closed doors. It makes you pathetic. Air it out.
You reminded me then about an amazing Ricky Gervais skit about modern day entitlement and people getting offended.
People take everything personally. I think the world revolves around them, right? Particularly on Twitter, right? I don't know. I'm not tweeting anyone. I'm just tweeting, okay? I don't know who's following me. I've got 12 million followers. I don't know who's following me. They can be following me without me knowing, right? Choose to read my tweet and then take that personally. That's like going into a town square, seeing a big notice board, and there's a notice, guitar lessons, and you go, but I don't fucking want guitar lessons. What's this? There's a number here. All right, call that, right? Are you giving me guitar lessons? Yeah. I don't fucking want any. Fine, it's not for you then. Just walk away.
Yeah, it is that. No, I get you, man, and it's interesting, but you're right to bring it up because that's what the song is about. Is being this unapologetic. But I'm just saying out loud in a fun way, like Ren does in the Cujo thing. But there's frustration there as well because I'm like, just say it to me, directly to me. Don't sidetrack. And there was a moment where I was accused of being part of creating other Ren, and I'm like, trust me, I got my own shit to deal with. But I've seen it myself and I've read it and I'm like, wow, I just saw you Jekyll and Hyde and being a specialist, you read through that and I'm like, whoa, I don't like that, and I quickly disassociate. No, I like no, you're changing because I've said something that didn't give you the news story to go back with, and it's like, oh, okay. But then talking to someone like Eugene, who's part of this Reddit Ren channel, he was himself, and I started to get that. And as we were having this debate, my fighting self went away, and I just thought Eugene's doing what I do in his way, where he's just telling me what and I just thought, fuck, I got to respect this a lot. And I'm talking to him and I was like, I've missed something. And it turns out it was a confusion on both sides, which is absolutely fine. But now it's just like, Eugene, I'm like, you're my brother now, man. That's it. Because it's like having a fight with your sibling. It's almost like I'm over that now. That was yesterday. And there was others still I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's finished. Like, Me and Eugene are sharing shit. I want to go see him. We'll be fine. And I think it's behaviors like that we need to show more in that community. Has to be. Or we can just make Going Diddy Part 2.
Two voices in my mind, 12-7-06. Logic never was my strength like Diddy when he spits, mix, swallows, gurgles and combines. Big Mill Benzino, Keefy D with a line. Where's the line? There's a line. What in Diddy parties going on? I'm a teetotal renegade, beating Jay-Z with a paddle in a thong.
So there's so much there, man. So that whole "there's a line" is another cocaine reference, but there's a line. But obviously there's a line. Really, there's a line when it comes to Diddy and stuff. But that beating Jay-Z in I'm a Renegade, which is obviously the track between him and Eminem. You'll notice that I've done the other way round to try and bring to life, for those who know, that's the Eminem reference. So Renegade is obviously a Ren situation there, obviously. But obviously it's Eminem beating Jay-Z, and then the paddle in the thong because Jay-Z is just as sick as the rest of them. So there was so many layers to these bars I was writing, and I was just fluid with the pen. And the Renegade Jay-Z, at that point, I just read a thing about him and Beyonce trying to sue Piers Morgan or giving him the shut up volume. And I just went heavy with that bar. But the Renegade in a thong, but Renegade and Eminem, I was just loving the bars, man, with that.
You said the word teetotal there.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Are you teetotal?
Yeah, teetotal. So I was heavy into drugs and alcohol years and years ago. So the reason being is because I was raised on trauma. I wasn't allowed to show any of what you see now. So my voice, I'm one of 6 in total, but raised with 4, has lived through this traumatic experience. I didn't get the full brunt, but I was fucking there, part of it. So you're always on eggshells anyway. So I can't be this. I also went to a heavily old school. It was a religious school, and it's not religious that's the problem. It's the mentality. It was just after you're not legally allowed to beat a kid, but there's still the teachers there that 10 years ago were beating a kid, and now I'm not allowed to, so I'm just going to mentally freaking destroy you. And what happened was, and the reason why this is important is because I would then be, for having an opinion on religion, foot in mouth, I'm not making logical connection, saying creatively out my mouth, emotion reaction, like, how does that work? How does this? I was then locked in spaces, in rooms, I wasn't allowed to be part of sociable dynamics. I'm naturally built to be sociable. I'm raised around massive families. So I had to cleverly learn logic, say the right things to be allowed to be in this room. But it set this bad dynamic where I was teaching my brain a different fight and flight that wasn't part of my, whether you want to say genetics or lived experience. I was always in fight and flight, pretending to be something that I wasn't, and hence why YouTube was required. But there was a point in my life where everything was going tits up, and alcohol and drugs and this, I think it was the getaway from normality, the Pink Floyding, if you will, trying to find a different way out of that crazy thought, because I'd confused myself, where it's like, am I logic or am I creative? And my brain's like, I don't fucking know, mate, because we played this game for 15 years now. And it's like, I can't help you. And then that's unfortunately where addiction comes in. And there was almost like this cloud of being able to go on that journey. And go on.
Were you seeking to find an off switch to numb the pain and turn off that internal voice?
Oh, absolutely, man. I used to write, so I always keep my writing books next to me. I've got hundreds here of that. That was where I started to reflect. And when I go back and listen to some of my older tracks, they're so emotional. You can hear it. I did the She's Like the Wind. I remastered that and brought it back. Dude, that's all pain. That's all pain and pain and pain. But it was the way to inflict it to the world. And I would then, because I didn't want to tell people it, because it's not who I am, not an emotional sharer, but that was my way of sharing. But people didn't. The problem that came with that, people went, Hector, you're amazing. Like, this is amazing. And I'm like, you're missing the fucking point entirely. Like, I'm trying to tell you something. But then that side of me got excited, and then there was no off switch. So I tried taking my own life 3 times. And the last one, I don't remember the first 2, but I now work in 3s and figuring it out. I always work in 3s in training and everything, because there was almost like this anchor point for me. And I only remember the 3rd one. I only know the others because I was told. The third one, I was alone. So I woke up in my flat at the time, and I remember the surroundings, and I ended up writing a song that evening with Celine Dion as a backing beat. And I think I've got it on my channel. And I talk, and I could remember every moment, and I writ it out, and it was almost like this anchor to go, you ain't doing that again. You physically cannot do that again because you're selfish. And it was the internal dialogue. And then I realized that just start being you. Just start being you. And I went down that route. What I found with YouTube is that became the where I was trying to find in drugs and alcohol. YouTube was what I needed. I needed a vent. I had no one to vent to in my own way. Hence why YouTube changed the game completely, because I had this new almost therapy way of extroverting all this energy, you know, from a week's worth of work of coaching, helping people, taking on board all their problems, to suddenly be able just to go blah and say it out loud. That became just as much as the addiction, but in a much better way and a more worthwhile way. Did any of that make sense? It made sense in my fucking head.
Yeah, man, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I can totally empathize with the need to just escape from the trappings of your own mind, and finding a healthier way to do that. From my own point of view, in society I see two sides of the whole drug situation. I see the horrific, highly addictive drugs. I'd include alcohol in there, and coke and heroin of course. But I do see some promise with the psychedelic revolution, with all the research that's going on with empathogens such as MDMA, and psychedelics such as LSD and psilocybin mushrooms. With the right person, in the right set and setting, of course.
Yeah. I agree in the understanding of it, but when it's used as a measure, you know, and it was like I needed it, and I was raised on that anyway, so I was always in that camp because it was a way to numb the reality of the world you're in. So we'd hide behind that. We'd say, you know, brothers getting Gary, love that. No. We were masking what was going on, man. You know, there was some truly horrific shit going on. And I mean some next level shit that's taking place. So we were masking that. So it was very easy to fall back into that. But then it became this, what's next? And it was like, I need something else because it's not numbing. And now I'm in my own head. And at that point I was living alone, and it was like, I'm in my own mindset. And now I'm delving into these dark areas where it's like, I'm not doing it through counseling. I'm doing it through my own dialogue. And that's dangerous because it's fight and flight with fight and flight. And there's no control. There's no coping mechanism. Coping mechanism became that, right, okay, I don't want to think this anymore. Take a shot, do with this, do with that, do something else.
But to your point earlier, that could have kept you alive at the time.
Yeah,
it was needed.
And I'm a father, so I had 2 kids at that point. So I believe in fatherhood and parenthood. So they're not seeing it, but they probably did, you know, but they didn't see it. And I think it was that time when I woke up, and it was on the 3rd attempt. They weren't over that weekend, but then my head went, but they could have been. Because that was the issue, and it was like, whoa. And I think I wrote a song of reflecting if they were, which is so weird because I hear the Eminem one, which is the one with Haley, which I heard, and I've written a track years ago which is very similar, but I did it as 2, one where it happened and one where it didn't, and so on. And I did the same concept, and that was because it was almost like a reminder for me, going, look, you took that route, which was much better, you know, but this one could have been the problem at the wrong time. So music has meant everything from growing up. You know, it meant everything as a hideaway. From being in that position, it was a vent, it was a therapy, it was an outwards energy. And then music now in YouTube, it's my mantra, my plateau, my like, yes, I've found this. I don't want money, I don't want any of that shit. I don't give a fuck about who's following. Just give me some good music and enjoy the journey. And I think that's where Brain Squeeze has built that strong benchmark and dynamic.
Thong, bro. Yeah, I know, man. I know. I mean, beating Jay-Z in a thong. Fucking good. I was so happy with that line. I'm not done, mate. Oh, I'm not fucking done, man. Oh, mate, just give me the fucking mic. I'm not done, man. Let's do this. Fuck. Let's go. I'm going crazy for the Diddy. Think I need a new target, like Diddy calling Keefy D with Tupac's courage. Whilst making alibis, Biggie in arm's reach. Now Keefy D in to be ushered into silence. Silence. Something I will never learn, like Diddy going dry in his heart. Let it burn. Gone hard with his Johnson on.
Mate, there's so much.
Respect for cramming all of those names in there and making it all work too.
Brother, the Keefy D with Tupac's car reg and the boop boop boop, that boop 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 came up when I was listening. I didn't realize I was hitting record at that time. So I was standing up there and I was bopping away listening to this whole verse that I'd done. And I was just went with it and I went boop boop boop. And then when I went back and heard it was in the recording, it fits so perfectly. That's staying because it's beautiful. But then there's another bar that people missed out on, which was Biggie at Arm's Reach. And now people know with P. Diddy, but I'm like, no, Arm's Reach, because it's the shooting again. I'm making reference to him being part of Tupac's and Biggie's. Yes, it's at Arm's Reach, but it's Arm's Reach because he was shot. And there was people I was talking to was like, fucking hell, bruv. Like there's so many layers to where you're going with that discussion. Now, the Usher thing, obviously Usher being brought up, but then people miss out the Let It Burn, which is just there. Let It Burn is an Usher track. Put that in the concept of being fucked by Diddy and just going in dry, Let It Burn. There's 2 layers to that and Usher. The Going Johnson, Kevin Hart's obviously gone out as being part of this as well. Gone Hard is the film, obviously, with Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell. Johnson Lotion, Johnson being obviously the Dwayne, the Rock Johnson as well. There's just so much there. And I was buzzing on that, mate. Buzzing on those bars. I just feel bad for my Justin Bieber line. The next one, did you hear news, Justin? Oil is your earn. The news, Justin, and it was talking about Justin Bieber and oil you can earn. In oil you can earn. Did you hear the news? Justin, oil you can earn. I was like, fucking hell, Hector, that's so wrong, but it's so smart. And I was writing it and I was thinking I wanted to do something with the Justin Bieber bar, but the news Justin kept coming in my head. News Justin. I'm thinking, yeah, but there's nothing there. But then in oil you can earn. And it's the Johnson oil bar, and they're making money and profit from being there. And then believe me when I say, and it's just, I heard believers. It's fucking naughty in it when you think about it, but it was just exciting to do. Yeah.
News, Justin, oil you can earn. Believe me when I say it's the power that's the curse. Take you down a rabbit hole, adding minimum with words. Did you get that? No, well you won't miss again. Making choices if flow or brain squeeze now, my friends. Don't think I won't go for time out with this pen. It's gatekeeping when or brain squeeze now pretends to love me, but in the darkness you want friends. These receipts the Cujo defeat, I will fucking send. You see what I'm saying, bro? I see what you say.
The information then, obviously not going into that, but it was more the concept of, yes, it was easy digs in there, but the concept was there is trying to say to people, just say it. Just say it. Mess with it and say it. I think you're a dick. Excellent. I think you're a dick too. We'll probably laugh about it and it'll be absolutely fine. Get over it. And it's more like, don't twist words, don't change stuff, don't silence people. There's still people that love Brain Squeeze and they love REN, and that should be a community. Don't cut them out just because 2 people had a disagreement. And I'm saying that if you want to talk about rights and wrongs, my point is there's skeletons in everyone's closet. Stop defining that perfection makes you a psychopath. I don't believe in perfection. The human condition's built to learn. So you've got skeletons. And if you want a Cujo receipt, that will go for it. But the difference is mine are laid out and they're there and there's nothing. What are you going to tell people? What's going to shock them that they haven't already seen? And it's almost like if you're not saying anything, then you're worried of what I'm going to say that you haven't shared. That's a you problem. Grow up. Stop ruining a good community that you've got, and it's that I'm trying to pinpoint there. Brain Squeeze is about, keep saying it, unapologetically yourself. It's for people to come there and go, fuck it. There's no barriers. There's nothing here, but there's no gain from it. There's nothing to gain from it. It's just an opportunity to be you. And it's almost like, stop bringing your mantra into my world. The 2 do not connect. Do what you do. Fucking great. But do not start using my name and don't start acting like we're friends. Stop pretending. Be clear with people. Say it's that, but allow the conversation. If you're going to say that that's now a thing, you've got to allow people to challenge that and don't get all uppity that they're going to go, well, hold on, why? I want to hear the story from both sides. You start that conversation, be ready for a conversation. And it's more like that because I'm saying I will happily air it out and then it's done. fuck, I don't care if there's one group or 1,000 groups, the message is still the same towards the same person. Who the fuck cares?
I find it interesting with my Discord. There's 400 people in there. Obviously a much smaller subset of very active users, who are all lovely, but I made a decision early on to not have any mods, not a single mod. It's sort of a self-maintaining community and I thought either it will work really well, or it will implode. Let's see. And so far as a social experiment it's been really successful.
Yeah.
It's been going for over a year now. We've had one person who I had to kick out and ban, who was basically getting drunk and being abusive, but that's been it. Otherwise, it's been a glorious place to be.
Yeah. And that's amazing. So I say mods so people know what we mean by that, but I have great people and my mods haven't been mods. My mods have been airs of reflection for me to be able to go into a room, and I've got all different standards of mods, that are there. I have a gent who's so mature, and he'll go, why are you doing that? Why are you getting involved there? And I'll be like, well, fuck you, man. I just want to go, you're wrong. But mate, I'm like, you're not wrong. And then the others will come in with love and be this cushion and be like, this is good. But they're also very much aware of there's moments where they got to go, you know what? We get it. You got to go do that because you're being pushed into a corner now where we're stopping you from being you. So there was this really nice bounce off, and when this track was coming out, I didn't make them aware of it, but when they heard it, there was no attack. They're like, we get it, we've seen it, we're watching, we're seeing around. But I think this is the difference between mods and friendships, and these are relationships I've built with these individuals. They're everywhere. So the work that I was doing, I ain't doing that. And people are like, oh, you're on. I didn't need to do anything. I've surrounded myself with people that are already doing that for me, that are already knowing when too far is too far. They give me the advice. They'll say, oh, Mark, just be careful here. Or they'll go, oh, just to let you know, I'm over in this group over here. This happened. So it may come out, but we've cleared the air and we've done that. And we've this the comments. And they're not spies. And we got to spies. No, they're people who are part of a group because they love the group, but they also love Brain Squeeze. So they will not have a name tarnished where they know the truth and they see it and they've seen everything. And I'm very open on most things. And I'll go, look, this has happened. What's your advice? These are people I go, they're not mods that are just checking if anyone's being a dick. These are people that I go to and go, what's your thoughts? What's my next move? What am I doing here from a human emotion perspective? Because I'm emotionless. I'm emotional on my terms. So I will just go fuck yourself. I could make a very different Going Diddy track, a very different one. But then there's this side of me that says no, because they'll be disappointed. And I'm like, no, I don't need to do that. It's not a war you're doing. It's education. And I'm educating you in an ADHD way. And Going Diddy is fucking genius. So it's almost like these layers. Listen, man, this is it. This is Brain Squeeze. I'm airing this out to you now because that's what it is. My story never changes and it never will. Because if I'm wrong, I've admitted I'm wrong recently and many a times. But I ask, who's doing that the other way?
Well, you can only be responsible for your bit, can't you?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
That felt fucking good. It felt too fucking good, bro. Didn't that feel good? It felt good, man. Who said that would feel good? I said that would feel good, man. Yes, you fucking did, bro. Oh, yes, man. I love this side of you, bro. Oh, it excites me to the core. Shout out to Ren Slaughterhouse 666667. Oh, shout out to Renzine. Hogwheel family now. Ren Reactors. Yes. Fucking Brainiacs. Rabbit Hole community. And that's the community, to be very fucking clear. There are things you don't see, I've seen. And what you don't hear, I fucking hear. Get your house in check and fast. Because these receipts are growing. Fucking bellends.
I can't even believe that picked up as well at the end. I was clicking end. I was stopping the recording. Oh, fucking bellends. Hey, look, I know this is Ren related and we're loving Ren and that, but Hogwheel family now, man. That you want to see a group or a team of people that get it right. Sit yourself in there for a minute, man. That's all love. Someone go over there and call Brain Squeeze a fucker. I dare you, because you will not be walking out that space alive. But no, it's good fun, mate. It's good fun, and it's be who you're meant to be is the Brain Squeeze motto.
It's been amazing, Hector. You're a legend. I've really enjoyed it.
Good, I'm glad, man. And it was lovely seeing you, man. Disco, I have the utmost respect for you. You brought back the music, the excitement in it again. Your uniqueness is good. I love the way you handle yourself just generally and the idea and the concepts that you do. But for me, the biggest part you played in Brain Squeeze was reintroducing this competitive music edge that I thought I'd lost years ago. I say Going Diddy is because of X, Y, and Z, but I still think of that second track from what you created of this rap battling. That's some of my favorite work. I'll go back and listen to that track and still shock myself and be like, that's fire. And we've still got the other track, obviously, that to release. And hopefully we can get Straw Hat on that in the future or someone to make it a feature. But that's from you. So that thanks is two ways. It's just as exciting. And I'm talking to you as I could imagine me talking to you. You know, I didn't feel anything different. I was more excited to be like, finally, I get to talk to you like a brother. So, you know, that's a two-way thanks.
Nice. All right. Awesome. Well, let's get this shizzle edited and out there for people to see. Much love, brother. Bye for now.
Brother, thank you so much, Disco. You take it easy, brother. Lovely speaking to you as always.
Scatters when you play the beat, play the beat.
A brainiac, it's that song. Press 1.